I think we were gonna get some bees. So let's have a rest, and we will be on a mission to go get some bees. I was on a modded server recently where I tried to do the method of like just put flowers down, and there's a chance the tree that spawns next to it will spawn some bees. It's like a 5% chance. That took so long to even get anything, and so much like bone meal. I was like, oh, I don't know. We can check if any of the trees here have beehives on them, but I don't see any bees. And I think that method is proven to be ineffective anyway, because big tree, here it goes. Because yeah, I've been farming those oak trees for a while and haven't had any beehives on them. Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Okay. We're looking for bees. We're looking for bees. We gotta make sure that we have only our silk touch axe out, because we're looking for bees. Bee, 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 bee. Bee? No. No bees. Okay. Bees, 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 bees. I see flowers. I think my goal should be, because they spawn next to flowers. So I gotta look for flowers on the ground. And there should be maybe bees nearby. A bee. Where's your hive, little one? There it is. I don't want to... What makes the bees go back in the hive? Is there a way to do that? Okay. So we need a campfire under the bees. I didn't bring a bed. Shit. Sheep? Is there a sheep near here? Well, no, but there are plenty of bees. Sheep. A sheep. Sorry. Sorry. So sorry. Fuck. Why am I so stressed? Okay. Alright. We do want to grab some coal if there's any accessible nearby, so we can make that campfire. Then we're on our way to collecting some bees. Don't love this. Really don't love this. But we do what we gotta. Ugh. Oh. It's a silk touch pick. Big smart. Good job, me. All right. Back on track. Bees. Seems like we found a good area for them spawning, so we'll head back over that way. Okay. So in theory, all I gotta do is put a campfire under the beehive? Wherever the beehive may be. No. Go on back in. No! In the beehive. In! Do I just wait until nighttime and then they go in the beehive? Is that what I gotta do it? I think there was another one around here. Yeah, there's an ocean bee. Which makes me think there's a beehive on the coast over here somewhere. Hive spotted. No! I don't understand. Am I just doing it wrong? Give up. We'll just wait. I think they have to go back to their beehive at nighttime. Alright, let's go look for those bees. I think the one we got first is right over here. Yeah, there it is. Yoink. Nice. Beeception. And now for the tough one. Oh god, it's so dark. I don't like that I can't see it. Ah. Run. Oh, fuck. Ah, this was a mistake. Oh god, where is it? Oh no. Oh my god. I can't believe I even muted my mic. Well, let's go again. Goodbye. Okay. Well, a new start befitting of the season, I suppose. You know, the game just said, you're not in the holiday spirit enough. So I think you need a change of scenery. And that change of scenery happened to be dying while trying to get bees. Should I fully blame the YouTube poll telling me to go get bees? No, it's mostly my own stupidity. Like, I should have probably slept in a bed after the first one was picked up and then just waited or just picked it up and had, like, the bees I had and had them take over the other hive. I made an oopsie. Just a little oopsie. Some light oopsing, if you will. But let's move around a little bit. See what we're working with. Travel-wise. We can get some stone early. And get some tools. That would be great. Let's get a lay of the land. Sounds like a good plan. I'm cool with the snowy biome. That's fine. Oh, I think there's a village down there. Let's go check it out. I got my render distance set like super high from running around on Bones, which, you know, I think it hits harder because I died in Bones and lost all my stuff during the race to the end of the world. So, you know, I had a bed, but I respawned and I couldn't get my stuff back. And it was just kind of a rough time, but, you know, we figured it out. I'm going through many emotions right now. You know, I got attached to that world. I was enjoying it. It was a good time. We made it farther than I expected I would. And I got more built. I think I want to do a little more building with stone this time around. And maybe prioritizing smaller structures as we go. Because I think I do still tend to be a little... Let's build a big, massive house. Like, that longhouse was my idea of a small house, and it was not very small. Oh, I can pick up some stone here. And some coal? Yeah. So many thoughts are racing through my head. And that's probably why I ended up dead in Minecraft hardcore. Oy, 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 oy. But I'm not giving up. We're still gonna have these. There's not gonna be like a season 2 or anything. No. We keep trucking along as we get going, and we'd be happy for the progress that we've made, you know? I learned a lot of new things. I've gotten better at doing stuff. We had a couple of close calls, but you know, we made it through, and I gotta learn to respect nighttime, and I don't. And respecting the skeletons and creepers especially. I think I've died equally now to creepers and skeletons, so... Oh, I hear villagers, so that's good. I'm gonna steal one of your beds. Campfire! Oh, it's so cozy. Ow! Thanks. I'm stealing your food too, thank you. And your seeds and potatoes. Much thanks, thank you. It starts as all good stories do, with theft from NPCs. Pumpkin, sweet seeds. I was hoping they would have like carrots, maybe. That's a lot of grindstones. Oh! Never mind. Never mind. This, we're in luck, baby. Oh my god. Holy shit. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Holy shit. That wasn't even like a blacksmith. Was it? No. That was a grind. What? What? That's crazy. I do kind of want to live in a snowy biome though. Like, I've got the itch now that it's like the winter season, you know? Because it doesn't snow much where I live anymore now. And we maybe get snow once a year, and it's like light at that. I grew up in a place where it snowed a lot, so kind of miss it. Maybe I will go out of my way to seek out snow. Yeah. I'll mark the chords of the village. I'll go seek out some snow. Mushrooms. I should do like a spruce and mushroom snowy biome. What do you need to build super mushrooms? Is it just bone mealing a mushroom? Like those big mushrooms? Or do you have to, like, do they not spawn naturally? I'm also probably very tired. I was up too late playing Dark and Dorker last night, and I may have made some mistakes this morning because I was up past my bedtime. Alright, what do we got in here? Come on, let me in. Thank you. Chest. It's like a snowy island. I don't hate it. Alright. Very well then. Alright, so we've got that. We gotta get a crafting bench out. And we gotta get a house. House, and then maybe a pen for sheep. We have the wheat to lead them in, and then we also need to set up some farmland. Which I think I might get a little creative with that, and I think I might do like a little greenhouse and set it up to be an automatic farm, but I don't think I have the stuff to do. I definitely don't have the stuff to do dispensers and a light redstone right now, so. But we can set it up to be not like fully automatic, but at least automatic, like sweeping, water depositing. Ooh, actually, frozen river or lake? Ooh, I kind of like this. Yeah, I think we're gonna move here instead. Torching up the place. Always good to set some lights out so that even the place you're moving to isn't going to be full of creepers. I do have to be a little careful not to get too close to the shore because I don't want this ice to unfreeze, but I like being able to walk across my beautiful waterscapes. I do hope everybody's December is going well. I am honestly very tired. I'm always tired. It's kind of my thing. But, you know, sometimes you get like socially tired because your family tries to do all the times where they meet up and friends want to do a bunch of stuff and work is crunching. They always say that like the winter season is the most stressful, and I think that's probably why is we kind of force ourselves to try and do too many things. But I think I am going to try and rein back on a couple of things and make sure that I have time to do the things I'm creative that I'm passionate about and that I want to do. But selectively, you know. But I get so tempted by video games. I'm like, ooh, what's this new game? Ooh, what's this new game? I got the Jingle Jam bundle, and I'm like looking at all the games, and I'm like, I want to play all of them, but I have many long games to finish and ongoing things to work on. Sometimes it's so hard to find the time, to make the time to do these things, so we do our best, and hopefully it's a good time. Is it super apparent that I haven't had caffeine yet, guys? Is it that apparent? I think it is, probably. I became way more reliant on it after PAX. I found myself drinking coffee like every morning religiously and like having multiples throughout the day because I get so exhausted from like social stuff that I'm just like, I need caffeine to even be around people right now. Not in like a, oh, you won't like me until I've had my caffeine way, but I will forget how to communicate if I do not have caffeine in my system. Full shutdown. It's not pretty. Would it be a hardcore series if I don't run into flooded caves immediately? No. Granite. Oh man, I forgot that granite is the main, like, isn't it granite is like common in taiga biomes? Or am I thinking of the mountains? I gotta find something to do with granite. Granite's kind of that weird block where like I personally don't think granite fits well with much more than like, honestly, granite to me fits well with the terracotta brick, not even brick, but like terracotta deserty stuff. That's about it. There's not really, it's a very warm red block, almost orangey. So I find it difficult, like when people put it with the cherry blossom stuff, I'm like, it kind of makes sense to me, but I don't know that I would personally do it. But I think I'm also just a little bit picky with my color matching, which is probably why half of my builds just end up being stone and wood, because I'm like, you can't go wrong with stone and wood. You can't go wrong with it. It's always there for you. But I do want to do more with the andesite, because I do like it. It's just like, it mixes in with cobble well. It's got some good texture to it, but it's not too different. So I'm glad that we're finding pockets of it here, because I would like to mine some of it out and use it for building. In fact, I think, maybe we'll be a little fancy and use it in our first build while we're here. But how far down are we? I don't think I'm going to dig all the way to my diamond level right away. I may just dig to like -20, and then from there we can do some resource gathering, mostly andesite and iron if we run into it. That would be my plan. I just hope that there's enough. I always end up getting stressed out when I use like a non-readily abundant material like cobblestone for a build, because I'm like, what if I don't mine out enough? Because I have to go out of my way to mine it, and it's the worst feeling when you're like, ugh, I'm like a stack short, and then you gotta go back and mine, and then maybe you mined out all of the andesite in that area and there's not any left, and then you gotta go digging through another part of your mines, and it's dangerous and scary, and then you go on this tangent because you find a cave, and then the cave is scary because it's got like the deep dark in it, and then you forget why you were there and you end up dying because you're trying to kill the warden, but then the warden's not really killable and you're just being foolish. Does that ever happen to you? Just that? No? Just me? Maybe. But my exploration tends to escalate quickly, so I try to stay as focused as I can. One track mind. Andesite. I'm not thinking about like, oh, what if we get iron? What if we get this? I'm like, andesite. That's what we need. How much do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 3 stacks. Not bad. That might be enough to get a house started, especially if we're doing floors as well. Because I think I may mix andesite and cobble for the house. So I will also need some cobble, so I should just start mining down more, or mining through the walls. Alright, and this is a part where we're gonna speed things up, and I'll just talk about my process for building this. Usually a starter house for me tends to pretty much always start the same way. I try to think of the main shapes of a building. Just like you would with drawing or artwork, you want to get a general idea of the shape you want first, and then work in from there, kind of cutting in details. So I decided that I wanted an indented entrance, and I wanted to kind of mirror that shape around. Because honestly, it's a starter house. It's still gonna be a box at the end of the day, but we can at least make it cute, right? We can still make it pretty and cozy. So a lot of my process is deciding where I want the foundation once I have the shape, how much of the framing is going to be visible. When I started out, a lot of my spruce or wood framing I would just have directly on that corner block, but placing them kind of in to the left and right of the corner block allows it to be seen a little bit better on the inside. So it does give like a nice little texture from the interior as well. I'm using just straight andesite blocks and cobblestone on the ground and kind of randomly dispersing it for texture because they look kind of similar. I honestly probably could have thrown some gravel in too, but I really don't like the sound of gravel as it goes, so I passed on that. We'll just stick to andesite and cobble, but it helps keep things a little more exciting than just a cobble house. Also, finding out that the stone cutter is more efficient for making stairs kind of broke my mind. Not gonna lie. So the stone cutter is probably one of my favorite blocks in the game. And if you try to argue with me saying another block is better, we might have problems. No, we won't actually have problems. But the stone cutter is pretty great. Please don't sleep on it. It's really great for any kind of blocks that you're making. And from there, I just filled in full blocks on the walls. And I kind of struggled with this bit because I felt like it needed some texture. So here you can see I'm putting a little indent in, kind of to mirror the indent on the front for the entrance. And I ended up doing another indent on the back where we placed a fireplace. And I'm still looking at it and I'm going, wow, this looks really flat. Why does it look really flat? It took me a little bit to realize that the solution to my problem was to not have a flat block. So thankfully, walls are actually really useful. So cobble and andesite walls are what I ended up bringing in after this. We did still leave a little bit of the hole slabs around those indents and the fireplace to make sure that it had some weight to it, I guess, that it felt structurally sound. But, you know, helping to figure out that problem of not knowing what to do with the walls, I ended up finishing up the framing on the outside. So I'd know exactly what those proportions would look like. And then we get a door on here. This is one of the first times in a while that I'm doing a 3 tall door. And unfortunately, it really, in my opinion, tends to only look good when you use spruce. Because the spruce door and the spruce trapdoor look very, very similar. So here you can see me filling in the walls with walls in a shocking turn of events. No way. But it looks so much better with like the actual walls in game because they're a little bit thinner than a full block. And thankfully, andesite walls and cobble walls are very friendly with each other. So as long as you complete the shape, they should even out to a flat surface. And with our wall situation solved, I'm able to play around with the textures and weights of the stone elements a lot more. And we can go ahead and start playing with those indents. I did end up extending the full indent to be full blocks, like I said earlier, and deciding on 2x1 windows. I tend to have an inkling sometimes to go for much wider windows, and I tend to regret that a lot of times, because when you look at the build from farther away, I would say, it kind of looks flat a lot of times, especially depending on how much you can see inside, it can look flat. So another big thing that I like playing with is window width. I think my build on Bones SMP, where I did that the most, is I have a window on the main part of the building that I have on the survival server that is at least 3 blocks thick. So it is stairs feeding up into panes of glass with fences in the middle to look like window frames. And then it has another layer of pane glass and stairs. So it's very intense, but it's a nice build. So we're keeping it a little simple here, just 2x1. I did want to set up kind of like separate zones in the house. You know, we got to get a little feng shui going, make sure that our space feels safe and loved and comfortable. And then I looked at it and went, I don't really like it. It felt very closed off. And of course, it started snowing, which was very scenic and beautiful. And then my house got filled with snow. So I did have to dig all of that up later. So you remember earlier where I said I don't like running out of materials? I had to go back and get some more, of course. But I did feel comfortable enough with how much I've built and how much storage I needed that I started moving all of my resources over to the house. And we started making it feel like home. I set up a little crafting and workspace area in the top of the build. I pretty much gave the entire right side of the house to just storage. I may put some other stuff there, like we'll have one half be chests and one half be barrels. Got the word for chests for a second. And then I decided that I didn't like the furnaces up there and that those are going to be table ends now. So I love having like a workstation area. It just makes the house feel so much better. And now that I'm watching this back, I'm like, dang, I should have put a chair there. But I did end up splurging some iron really early on that I probably didn't need to spend on lanterns, but they just look so much better, especially with the fact that they attach to the ceilings. And I did get tired of the snow and clean it up, as well as start finishing the ceiling. For now, the ceiling is literally just blocks. I may do a peak ceiling at some point, eventually. But I'd like it to be as like a break in between doing resources or taking care of farms or something like that. And I like my little crafting area. We have a crafting table with a stone cutter on top and then a grindstone on top of that, giving it a nice little vertical edge in the corner. And we get the door completed and some more texture with trapdoors and whatnot. I struggled a lot with the bed. I don't always really know what to do with beds. I see all these guides all the time with like banners and stairs and half slabs, and I never really get it. So a lot of times I just end up slamming half slabs in the area like you see here and just hoping that it looks good. Or I'll go to the alternative, which we'll see in a second, where I throw a bunch of half slabs on the ground and then more half slabs on top of it. So it's a whole block so you can put the bed on it and you get like a raised bed deal. And it doesn't look great. But eventually I kind of realized another thing that was bothering me about the build was actually how much stone was on the floor. I ended up trying this like double-decker bed going, ugh, no. Ugh, no. And tearing out the floor going, hey, what if we try a wooden floor? And then I was thinking about it and I got my like perspective changed from being lower down. And I was like, that's kind of nice. It's kind of like lowered den area. I'm a big fan of doing like a half step down den or like a lowered area in a build because I think it adds a little bit of that like cozy environment. And then I just make a little side table because it's cute. And then I was like, okay, we need more decorations here. We need more decor and art. And eventually we'll put pots there. And I just made some askew shelves for the back wall. I may put some on the other side, or I may leave that open for barrels for bulk storage later. At some point, we did gain an Enderman in the house. His name is Paul. And every time I hear him, when I look up, I go, come on, Paul, please, no, please don't kill me today. Because Paul is threatening me. I'm being held hostage in my own Minecraft house. And I am terrified every time I am waiting for the day to roll over in bed that I will wake up and Paul will be staring right at me in my bed, looking at me, ready to pounce. Paul is a menace. But he's still in my house and I can't get him out. So I end up adding some stairs around the edges just to add a little more detail and around the fireplace in the back. Check the lighting and I'm feeling pretty good about that. I do want to get some podzol eventually to put around the border of the house because I think podzol and dirt will give like a really nice like gradient to the house, kind of look like a foundation, and we can blend it in with the sand a little bit better. And I think it also looks a little bit nicer with the snow, so I'm excited for that. And then from there, it went, oh my God, I am almost starving. And I started setting up a sheep farm and a vegetable farm. So this is just kind of a little bit of extra footage, honestly. I guess I'll show it, but we set up a farm. And we have 3 beautiful little sheepies that we will make into a sheep army. And I am regretting how much sand is in this area right now. But we'll stubbornly not make a shovel. One day I'll learn. One day. And then, get some fence posts, put some torches on them. You're good. You got a farm. Great. Thankfully, the sheep don't try to run out too much. And I had exactly 1 wheat. 1 from the villagers that I then carried the sheep over with. And I was like, here, you want this wheat? You want this wheat? No, you get none. I don't know. I felt bad. I felt bad about that one. Like, I feel like at least if you're gonna taunt sheep into a pen for the rest of their lives, you should give them the wheat. But I only had 1 wheat and I needed more sheep. So I didn't. And I felt like a hole in my heart in the void of betrayal for sheep. I'm a bad sheep parent. I'm so sorry. But I promise I will grow you wheat. So then immediately after that, because I felt literally so bad, I made a wheat farm because I was like, this will not stand. 1, I will starve to death. 2, my sheep will be mad at me and I can't have that. I cannot have my 3 sheeples be mad at me. So then we get the glass windows in with some of the sand I picked up while setting up the sheep farm. And I flopped back and forth on how I want to deal with the furnace. And yeah, after that, I pretty much just set up a farm. We used some fence posts that were flooded in source blocks of water with a torch on top to keep the water from freezing. Pretty much if you can keep the source block from freezing, if I remember correctly, the flowing water should not freeze as well. So we just have 1 source block and flowing water, and then I created some walking paths along the edges. Pretty much all we have right now are a row for potatoes, a double row for wheat, a double row for pumpkins because they are greedy and take 2 blocks, and 1 open row for if we want to grow carrots or something else. If and when we finally get carrots. Yeah, and then I just ended up making the sand because it would bother me if there was just a single patch of ice. And we finished up. And finally, it wouldn't be a Commander Aqua playthrough if we didn't make a to-do list. How would I remember what I have to do? I would just end up wandering off in search of bees and maybe die. No way! So we have our priorities, which right now are going to be making sure that the sheep breed, setting up a wheat farm and making sure that we continue cycling that to get a good store of wheat. We want to make some snowmen because we have tons of snow and it's winter and it's almost Christmas. So we should have snowmen running around. Then we got to get some iron. I do want to build a barn for other animals and maybe some animal squishers. And eventually we gotta go back to the hell that is villager breeding. So I guess that's gonna be it for this episode. I'll take my screenshot thumbnail just in time for it to start atmospherically snowing and being beautiful. And, well, this is home. If I don't hear from you, happy holidays. And I hope that everybody had a good time. We're going to keep this series going for as long as we can. And thank you for watching. Bye!